What goes into making a good character? So, every time I sit down to write, and it could be a poem, it could be the novel that I'm writing, what makes a good character? Every time I write, I have to embody each and every one of them. Every character in my writing, I have to feel for them. I have to think like them. I have to see through their eyes. And that is so draining. It's not easy. But if you want a good character, and it doesn't matter, I'll do all of them. I'll do every one of them. I'll do the men too. I have to embody every one of them. Think of their motivations. What is it that motivates them? What is their trauma? Their inner trauma? Because we all have that. And then furthermore, how do they respond? How do they react to trauma? That's what you have to get down to. That's what builds psychology, the psychology of the character. Because we all have some kind of little trauma. Even this is kind of traumatic. For me, just seeing, I'm gonna see myself, obviously, in this video, and it's very awkward. To me, it's very off-putting. However, I think it's a good experience, it's good practice, and it's just a good form of expression. You get to see it, so you get to see the way I behave and react, and so it's good. Overall, it's a good experience. It's uncomfortable, but I will do it for a good cause. What makes a good character? For one, in the novel that I'm writing, I have two main protagonists, and they conflict. In their own right, they conflict, because you have Andrew, the main protagonist, then you have Redora. They're both suffering from some kind of trauma, and they're both reacting to it in conflicting ways. So Andrew, for one, had experienced intense trauma, and yet he's of the mindset that just put it to the side. That don't matter now. We just need to keep moving. We need to keep going. I'm not gonna let this overpower me, right? And Redora, she's plagued by her trauma every day, every single day. It affects nearly every facet of her life, and you see it in her behavior. She sat down across from Andrew one time in his living room, and he gave her a beer. She's drinking a beer. It's a nice, relaxed setting. And yet, when he talks to her, and he sees the way she reacts, she has various mannerisms, like she'll grip the bottle, and the adhesive label on the bottle, she'll just start picking at it, and picking at it, and picking at it. That's a psychological tic, so that's trauma-based. That's all psychological. And furthermore, it is a bottle, and she's just picking and picking away at it. This oblong item. And all psychology. And it gives you an indication of her kind of trauma, the nature of her trauma, what may have happened to her. You can infer. You can kind of infer as you go along. I hope to finish the novel. And so, Andrew sees this, and she's not particularly friendly. She's rather stern. And he's of the impression that if he ever fell off a cliff, she would not give a shit. She wouldn't even care what happens to him. This is what he thinks. And whether it's true or not, it's up to the reader. You don't know. he doesn't even know if she really cares, but he likes her. He loves her attitude. And he wants to, furthermore, he wants to protect her. Because he sees something in her that is very promising. Because she has fire. She has passion. She has a sensitive eye. And it would just be a shame to see it all go to waste. So she works all the time to make money, and her brother is stealing it, and she's being abused, and it's terrible. So it would be a shame to see that go to waste. In essence, you see a very caring side to him, to his character. And it gives you some insight into his motivation. He's more humanitarian. There's a part of him that really cares. In spite of being so ravaged, just mentally and psychologically. He's a man of war. So, this is interesting. The way this will develop, I don't know, but I think about them every day. What makes a good character to me? You think about them all the time, like you know them. Almost like they're family or friends, right? Or a lover, you know. You think about them all the time. What are they seeing through their eyes? What are they feeling? What's the internal dialogue? So one of the things I love about Rhadora's character is her internal dialogue. It is so dark. It is very dark and snarky, sarcastic, but also it gives you a lot of insight into her heart and soul, because there's a sensitivity to her without a doubt. You see it, and you feel it. And yet the way she reacts to it it's so brazen. It's roughshod. She even runs over her own emotions and her own self. And I think Andrew, he sees this and he likes that. It's funny. It's funny. He has his own opinion on it. I think he would rather her not be that way, not be so tough on herself. But then again, if she hadn't been so tough on herself, she wouldn't be who she is as he sees her. So it's very, very, very nuanced. I think that makes a very good character, is the nuance. You'd never want to write a character, develop a character that you don't feel for in some way. That you don't, even if you don't like the character, maybe it's an antagonist. You never want to create a character that you do not empathize with in some way. See, then it requires tapping into a darker part of yourself, your own conscience. Why does he or she behave that way? Why are they so mean? Why are they so nasty? And then you gotta dig in yourself and think, I got that in me too. That's in me too. I don't like it. Maybe I hate it. But that's in me too. I have to tap into that. So this is true, not only in developing good characters for a story, but even in acting. If you are an actor, it's the same thing. And you will embody these characters and come away with it feeling lost. Who are you anymore? That's a good thing to think about. Who are you anymore? Who am I anymore? I think about this all the time. Who am I? When I am so many other people every time I write. And then you just love it. You can't get enough of it. It's like a drug. You get high. But that's a good topic I wanted to touch on what makes a good character. It's dangerous. I think an actor could attest to this. That is dangerous to embody them. Because will you ever be the same? No. No. I think if you truly feel for the character that you embody, you'll never be the same. No. And I have never acted at all. I've never acted. Really, no. I did a play script with David. Never acted. But every day to day, is an act. Even this, to some extent, is an act. Right, because I can't just go saying and doing every little thing that I would normally do when I'm alone. Because there are things to consider. The audience. Who's watching this? Who is going to take something from this? And who will it affect? There's a certain care and sensitivity I have to have, even in making this. I hope I also got the right angle here today. I had to set all of this up. So I will go for now. I would love to continue the discussion, and if you have any comments or questions about it, or if you want to add anything to it, feel free, whoever watches. And if no one watches, at least it's out there. At least this is out there. So one day someone may happen upon it when they need it. Or when they want some ideas, creatively. So that is all for now. Folks, thank you for tuning in. We will have an episode as soon as possible. We are both very busy. Thank you.